Hello. Well, as you can see, I'm back. And I wanted to share with you, first of all, a picture that was sent to me by an admirer. I think it's rather good. Okay, so let's get on to another matter now. And I'll do my best to live up to the foregoing Photoshop image. Here we have what you might call a situation. The situation is you have a doctor, Dr. Keith Wolverson, to be specific, 52 years old and with 23 years of experience. So I'd say probably an asset to everybody, the National Health Service as well as the patients. And he's got himself into a spot of bother in the following way. He works at the Royal Stoke Hospital and was brought a patient, in this case a baby so far as I can make out, by the child's mother. The child's mother looked something like this. And the good doctor said that he couldn't hear very clearly what she was saying to him. It's possible she had a bit of an accent as well, I suppose, but even if she spoke pristine English, and there's no reason to suppose she didn't, it was coming from behind a curtain. Not only would her voice have been at least slightly muffled, but the general facial expressions, which often tell you, and particularly an observant doctor, a lot more than words, would have been entirely obscured by the face veil she was wearing. For instance, a doctor who hears an assertion from a patient but looks at a face that's full of doubt will know that there's a problem somewhere. And that might be the impression he got when he was saying that he couldn't hear the mother clearly. Also, I have read a few things that he has frequently asked his patients, both his patients and his patients' mothers, to remove a face veil when he's trying to give a medical diagnosis. So anyway, he asked this lady to raise her niqab, which she did, and then raised a lot more than the niqab, because 30 minutes later, having left the consulting room, she met her husband and they both went straight to whomever you make complaints to gripe that the doctor had behaved inappropriately or something. I want to repeat, the doctor was trying to make out what the woman was saying in order to be sure that the child was getting the best treatment. He couldn't do that without getting as much information as was possible about the symptom, to which end he asked the woman to speak to him face to face. Because, as we say, non-verbal communication is often just as important as the words. And now he finds himself at the blunt end of a case against him for discrimination. The parents obviously don't give a stuff about their child, and that's their prerogative, I suppose. After all, what's a child's life and health if you have a chance to wrong foot a kafir? But what I do object to is that they don't give a stuff about anyone else's child either, because now that doctor might even be on suspension. He certainly won't be getting through the same workload, if only because he'll be off fighting his discrimination case. And That's when he's not laying awake at night worrying about the effect this will have on his 23-year career. Not to mention the effect it'll have on his family, which will obviously make him a less effective doctor even when he is in the surgery. Now, on to the newspapers. This is a serious matter after all. It costs about £270,000 to train an ordinary GP and about £570,000 to train a consultant. And that's only the state's expenses, of course. We're not considering the cost to the trainees themselves, accommodation, books, for example, and all the years spent not earning very much during training time. All that sort of thing. And if this case goes badly for Dr. Wolverson, then that's all state resources which are being squandered. Yeah, as well as Dr. Wolverson's personal investment, together with the psychological toll, as I said, not only on him, but on his family, which will have a widening ripple effect. So you'd think it was a matter that the newspapers would be seriously concerned about, and indeed they are. This is a shot from the Sun's webpage and the Daily Mail, the Metro, the Birmingham Mail. It's all over the world as well. Here's a shot from Sputnik News, which is Moscow-based, of course, and there's one from the Florida Post. But these are all tabloids of various sorts. Let's have a look at the serious papers. Let's see if their response is more measured and discusses the issues. So here's a page from The Guardian. Now, let's do a search. Oh dear. Nothing. Nil. Nada. Not a sausage. I wonder why The Guardian isn't living up to its name and protecting us by making sure that we have as much medical attention as we can get and going to bat for this doctor who is actually trying to do a decent job. I wonder if anyone has any theories about that. I wonder why The Guardian isn't discussing the problem of doctors being victimised by the patients they're trying to help. I wonder if it's got anything to do with the fact that the lady goes around looking like this. And the BBC? Well, see for yourself. Nothing at all in the search there. There seems to be a sort of gentleman's agreement not to talk about it, doesn't there? Whatever their reasons, it looks very much to me as if they're trying to draw a veil over it. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe, and if you wish to donate, click the subscribe star link where you can make a one-off payment or set up a regular contribution, or I have a PayPal account at grannyopteryx@gmail.com. Till next time.